declaring to anyone who would listen that I am a dangerous woman. Now, declaring that boldly like this still feels a bit dangerous, but it also feels right. At this point in my life, I realize that I have nothing left to prove, less to lose, and I'm more impatient about everything. The true, slow pace towards equality, the rise in sexism, racism, violence against women and girls. Friends, we are living in dangerous times, and such times call for all of us to be more dangerous. Jonathan Larson once wrote, "If we don't wake up and shake the nation, we'll eat the dust of the world wondering why." That lyric resonates with me and my desire to change the world for good. These days, it's easy to get shut down for trying to change something, especially if society labels you either too young or too old to be fighting for change. Pat Mitchell reminds us that anyone can be an advocate, no matter their age, no matter their gender. In her 2019 TED Talk, dangerous times call for dangerous women. Now, what do I mean by this? I don't mean being feared, it's not that kind of dangerous. But I do mean being more fearless. I mean speaking the truth when silence is a lot safer. I mean speaking up in rooms for those who aren't present, especially those rooms where decisions are being made about our lives and our bodies. We need to be in those rooms, showing up for one another, challenging that cultural construct that encourages us to compete, compare, criticize, especially in young women and girls. We are ready for this. We are better prepared than any generation ever before us. Better resourced, better connected. In many parts of the world, we're living longer than ever. Women over 65 are among one of the fastest growing populations on Earth, with the potential for becoming one of the most powerful too. What a change this represents. Not that long ago, postmenopausal women were considered useless or crazy. They were valued for caregiving and grandmothering. They were pushed aside and expected to retire to their rocking chairs. Women on the dangerous side of 60 are not retiring. They are rewiring, taking all that they know and have done to redefine what age looks like, can do, can accomplish. But let me be clear, becoming dangerous is not about becoming a certain age. Because at each end of the age spectrum, brave women and girls are stepping up and taking the risk to create change. I became a risk taker early in my life's journey. I had to, or else have my life defined by the limitations for a girl growing up in the rural South, with no money, no connections, no influence. But what wasn't limited was my curiosity about the world beyond my small town, beyond the small minds of a still segregated South. And a world that got a lot closer to me when I met Miss Shirley Roundtree, my 8th grade English teacher. From the minute she walked into the room, her high heels clicking, she was a woman in charge. With perfect hair, signature red lips, colorfully coordinated head to toe, I wanted to be her. With her support, I got a scholarship to college and landed right in the middle of two great social justice movements. Civil rights for African Americans and equal rights for women. I joined both with enthusiasm. And in my first job as a college professor, I broke the rules. I encouraged students to join me in the protest marches. And then, when I found out that my male colleague with the same experience and education was being paid more than me, I mounted a personal protest. I had to drop my protest in order to keep my job. Today, millions of women are making this compromise, staying in their jobs without equal pay for equal work. As an activist, advocate, feminist, and newly declared dangerous woman, I'm caring less what others say and saying more clearly what I think and feel. And let me be clear, I acknowledge my privilege in being able to speak my truth, to stand here and talk about women and power. Note, I did not say empower. I don't think we're waiting to be empowered. I think we have power. What we need are more opportunities to claim it, to use it, to share it. And yes, I know there are women with power who don't use it well or wisely and who don't share it. We could all name women leaders who have not made us proud. But we could change all of that with a simple but brilliant idea that I first heard from a risk-taking, dangerous congresswoman from New York named Bella Abzug. Bella said, in the 21st century, women will change the nature of power, rather than power changing the nature of women. From the moment I heard that, I thought, this is our call to action. This is our biggest opportunity. So as we move forward in our lives and work, and we have more power and influence, let's change the nature of power by dismantling some of the barriers that remain for those who advocate for fairer and truer and more equal representation in every room and at every table. Be warned. If you advocate for a woman for an open position or promotion, you could be challenged with, you're playing the women's card, or the race card if advocating for a woman of color. I say, dangerous women and our allies, it's time to play the women's card. Play the race card. Play all our cards. Not to win the power game, but to lead to better outcomes for everyone. And it's time to discard that scarcity theory, the one that says there's only room for one of us at the top. So protect your turf. Don't make friends or allies. Changing the nature of power transforms protect your turf into share your turf. It encourages coalitions, it builds alliances, it strengthens and sustains friendships. My women friends are my source of renewable energy, and we can become sources of renewable power for each other. So let's use all our power. How about the power of money? Let's allocate more of our philanthropic dollars, our campaign donations, our investment funds, to increase economic and political equity. And let's leverage the power of media and technology that we all have in our hands, quite literally, to elevate each other's stories and ideas, to practice civility, to seek the truth. Yes, we have all that we need to move our communities forward. But the best thing we have, and what we must remember, is to be there for each other, willing now to take more risks, be more fearless, stand up, speak out, and show up for one another. George Bernard Shaw once wrote, "Life is no brief candle to me, but a splendid torch that I have got hold of for a moment, before passing to future generations." I too do not view my life as a brief candle, although I am burning it at both ends. But at this point in my life's journey, I am not passing my torch. I'm holding it higher than ever, boldly, brilliantly, inviting you to join me in its dangerous,